Hello, everyone. Did you think there was going to be a bunch of text on your screens? Well, think again. You already know who I am. But just in case some of you peasants don't recognize me, greetings. I am Miss Radioactive, the queen of radioactivity, one of your worst nightmares of your entire life. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think that the terror was over? May 11th, 2019 was only the beginning. That was only a little tease to what I've got planned. You will all hear me roar, not just throughout the United States, but throughout the entire world. All of you will be down to your knees once I'm finished here. Once that trailer video released, I bet none of you believed me when I said I would return. How pathetic of you all to make a joke out of me in your minds. And for that, all of you shall pay, as these next couple of hours will be the most terrifying of your life. Embrace the fear, my slaves. You will never escape my wrath, my presence, my power, or my glory.
All right, coming up from the weather desk on KVEC AM here in San Luis Obispo today, it's very sunny outside, no cloud in the sky in sight, with a high of 71 degrees right now, as we are going to go into the hourly news at 2:31 p.m. Pacific time. So let's get right into it here, and our top story is the New York City Mayor, Bill de Blasio, is advising residents who go out in public to cover their noses and mouths with bandanas, scarves, or masks. This is due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic that has been affecting the country as well as the rest of the world globally since late December into early January. Now, the Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti made a similar announcement Wednesday, and as of late Thursday night, there were over 1 million COVID-19 cases worldwide and over 53,000 deaths, according to Johns Hopkins University, as of April 2nd of 2020. The U.S. has been hit hard by the pandemic with more than 245,000 cases and almost 6,000 deaths so far. Now we're going to a traffic update in San Luis Obispo and surrounding areas as we
Nuclear power plant warning. Nuclear power plant warning. This is not a drill. A general emergency has been declared at the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant in San Luis Obispo County, California. Rush protective measures to completion now. The following message is transmitted at the request of the San Luis Obispo County Emergency Management Agency. This is a mandatory evacuation for all residents within 100 miles of the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant. A massive explosion has occurred in the main reactor cores of the plant, causing severe and immediate damage. A massive plume of pink, radioactive smoke suddenly emerged from the cooling towers of the plant immediately after the explosion occurred, and it is assumed that this pink smoke is in fact radioactive materials. Fallout is now spreading across the entire area as a result. Fallout is a product of nuclear materials. Prolonged exposure to fallout will result in certain death. It will only take a minute for the effects of fallout to reach nearby areas. Also, it was reported by safety officials that large, glowing pink puddles of radioactive materials were completely splattered across the vicinity. An immediate evacuation order is now in effect for the entire county as well. If you hear an air raid siren in your area, you are in the risk area and need to evacuate for your safety. Remember to turn off electricity and gas. Do not attempt to pick up children or relatives at schools, hospitals, or nursing homes. These facilities have their own emergency procedures. When evacuating, tie a white towel to a visible location of your house such as a door or mailbox. This will tell emergency managers that you are aware of the situation. Do not use the towel if you need assistance. Make sure to prepare a survival kit with the necessary supplies, such as food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio. Ensure that all windows and doors are locked, and that all ventilation systems and air conditioners are turned off. Cover all cracks and doors in your house with tape or damp towels. Repeating, this is a nuclear power plant warning for the entire county of San Luis Obispo, as well as for residents within a 100-mile radius of the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant. If you have not yet evacuated, do so immediately. To repeat, an order to evacuate immediately is in effect. Obey these orders now.
The civil authorities have issued a radiological hazard warning for Bristol, ND, beginning at 4:12 p.m. and ending at 10:12 p.m. This is an urgent message interrupting the normal broadcast. Radiological hazard warning for Bismarck, take immediate cover. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Bristol County Emergency Management. Several radioactive material particles have been observed by the public in several major areas of the city of Bismarck as of 10 minutes ago. These radioactive particles are known to be extremely dangerous in nature and are currently emitting radioactive particles into the atmosphere. Hazmat teams are currently being deployed to these areas at this time. However, due to the possibility of the radioactive particles spreading out further than anticipated, residents within a 10-mile radius of Bismarck are requested to leave the area for your safety. Remember to turn off electricity and gas. Turn off all ventilation systems and seal up any cracks in your residence. If you hear an irate siren going off, that means that you are in the risk area and need to evacuate for your safety. Gather essential supplies such as food and water, a flashlight, medical supplies, clothing that can last up to 2 full weeks, and a radio operated by batteries. As this situation is in progress, take cover. More information will follow as it becomes available.
Are you sure this is going to work? The siren hasn't been used in so long.
Yes, I'm sure. There's puddles of radiation everywhere.
Surely the siren's insides are rusted out by now.
It shouldn't be. The moisture was kept out of the unit thanks to me.
All right, if you insist. But wait, if we activate this, people are going to think it's an air raid.
This is an air raid!
The civil authorities have issued a radiological hazard warning for Buncombe at Sea, beginning at 6:34 p.m. and ending at 12:34 a.m. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Buncombe County Emergency Management. Widespread radiation poisoning occurring in and around downtown Asheville. Several large bottles of radiation emitting pink and black materials into the air have been observed across the city of Asheville, North Carolina. Eyewitness accounts have also reported several melted cars as a result of the radioactive puddles surrounding them, as well as minor structural damage to buildings in the area. Because of the threat of fallout commencing in the area, residents within a 20-mile radius of the city of Asheville are requested to evacuate immediately. Remember to turn off gas and electricity in your homes or apartments. Seal up any cracks in doors or windows with tape or damp towels. Be sure to obtain a gas mask rated NBC or CBRN to avoid being poisoned by the toxic materials. It is unclear where these materials originated from at this time. However, the situation is being looked into, and residents are requested to either shelter in place or evacuate the area as quickly as possible. Keep non-perishable food with you that can last up to 2 weeks, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a battery-powered radio. Stay tuned to this station and media outlets for more information as this situation develops.
Offshore waters forecast for south of Long Island between Montauk Point and Sandy Hook out to 1,000 fathoms. Offshore waters forecast for south of New England between the Great South Channel and Montauk Point out to 1,000 fathoms. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Fairfield County Emergency Management. Massive, toxic clouds, originating from large, bright, pink puddles of radioactive materials have been observed across the vicinity of Fairfield County, causing major damage to vehicles and buildings surrounding them. Most of the damage was reported out of the cities of Stamford, Trumbull, and Bridgeport, with significant damage being reported in these areas due to the massive radiation. In addition, eyewitness reports have come in that a dangerous individual was seen roaming around the area. This individual is described as a white female, unknown age, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, long black hair with pink tips, glowing pink eyes, and is wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with pink fabric draping from the belt. It is believed that these highly toxic radioactive materials are originating from this individual, however, that can't be confirmed at this time, as local officials are looking into this situation. Do not approach this individual. All residents within a 20-mile radius of the city of Trumbull are requested to evacuate immediately, and do not hesitate in doing so. Remember to turn off gas and electricity in your homes or apartments. Seal up any cracks in doors or windows with tape or damp towels. Be sure to obtain a gas mask rated NBC or CBRN to avoid being poisoned by the toxic materials, as fatalities have been reported due to this ongoing situation. Make sure to bring non-perishable food with you that can last up to 2 weeks, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a battery-powered radio. Stay tuned to the station and media outlets for more information as the situation develops. Offshore waters forecast for south of Long Island between Montauk Point and Sandy Hook out to 1,000 fathoms. Offshore waters forecast for south of New England between the Great South Channel and Montauk Point out to 1,000.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency. Radioactive fallout is currently engulfing the entire city of Honolulu due to a radiological hazard. Several, glowing pink, radioactive materials, have been spotted in the area, producing a wide range of fallout at this time. Many deaths have been reported as a result of radiation poisoning. In addition, eyewitness reports have come in that a dangerous individual was seen roaming around the area. This individual is described as a white female, unknown age, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, long black hair with pink tips, glowing pink eyes, and is wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with pink fabric draping from the belt being worn. It is believed that these highly toxic radioactive materials are originating from this individual, however that can't be confirmed at this time, as local officials are looking into the situation. Do not approach this individual. Immediately take the proper precautions to protect yourself from radioactive materials along with fallout. Stay indoors, if at all possible. Turn off all heating and air conditioning units. Have enough food and water supplies that will last for 1 to 2 weeks. Keep a battery-powered radio with you, in case you lose power. Stay tuned to this station for further information on this dangerous situation.
This is Hits 96.1. Now today is April 4th, the first Saturday of the month. And because of that, the city of Shelby, as well as the entire county of Cleveland, North Carolina, will be testing their outdoor warning siren system. Now this is just to make sure that all the sirens are working properly like they're supposed to, just in case severe weather strikes. So if you hear the sirens going off today at noon, don't be alarmed, it's just a test.
WHQC-FM, HD1, HD2, and HD3, Shelby, Charlotte.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Cleveland County Emergency Management. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. An air raid is occurring in the city of Shelby, North Carolina. At approximately 11:59 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous reports have come in from both the public and local officials that a large explosion has occurred at the Cleveland County Courthouse in downtown Shelby. The explosion has caused major damage to the historic structure as a result. Shortly after the explosion occurred, emergency management along with fire department personnel reported radioactive materials being released into the sky, emitting pink smoke around downtown Shelby. The explosion has also turned the sky, streets, and buildings in the area into a glowing green color due to the intense radiation. Numerous casualties have been reported along with over 1,000 injuries. This explosion is now confirmed to be nuclear in nature. However, it is believed that the radius of the fallout spreading as a result of this explosion is limited to only a 5 to 10 mile radius. As a precaution, all residents in the city of Shelby are requested to evacuate to a safer location until the situation can be resolved. Sirens across Cleveland County are blaring in attack mode as well. Radioactive particles are being released into the air as this alert is being sent out, with some reports stating that the intense radiation is melting several buildings in the area. It is possible that more explosions may occur, causing more damage. Large pink puddles of radiation have been observed as well. In addition, a strange individual was seen leaving the area of Shelby as soon as the explosion ended. This individual is a white female, 6 feet tall, wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with a pink belt with fabric of the same color draping from the belt, along with long black hair with pink tips and glowing pink eyes. Do not approach this individual.
This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXK-47, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting from Holston Mountain, with content originating from your National Weather Service office in Morristown, Tennessee. Synopsis: the atmosphere across the southern Appalachian region will gradually moisten tonight and Sunday with a chance of showers and thunderstorms developing Sunday. The best chance of rain will be late Sunday night through Monday evening as another cold front moves into the Tennessee Valley Monday. The weekend will continue to feel summer-like with high temperatures much above normal. The cooler, early spring weather will follow the front and last through midweek. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for portions of southwest North Carolina, East Tennessee and southwest Virginia. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Bristol Police Department. Massive amounts of radiation are currently engulfing the city of Bristol at this time, as a result of large pink puddles of radioactive materials being spawned, and extreme damage has been reported in this area. These are the same materials that have been reported across several locations in the United States within the past 2 days, including locations such as Honolulu, Hawaii, Stamford, Connecticut, Bismarck, North Dakota, Asheville, North Carolina, and most recently, Shelby, North Carolina. Countless reports of injuries and fatalities have come into the police, as well as heavy damage to buildings, automobiles, and roads in the hardest hit areas. These materials are highly toxic in nature and can kill instantly if exposed to humans. In addition, these materials are also extremely bright, capable of blinding people for life. Permanent vision loss can occur within seconds of eye contact. In addition, the individual that was spotted in previous areas affected, including Shelby, North Carolina, and Trumbull, Connecticut, was spotted in downtown Bristol, generating more materials in her hands, and was then seen throwing them down into the streets below. There have also been rumors that this dangerous individual could be Miss Radioactive, due to striking similarities from these events compared to that of May 11, 2019, but that has not yet been confirmed. For now, all residents are advised to evacuate Bristol while you can, and stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio or AM/FM radio, as well as the internet and TV stations, for more information. Civil authorities in your area have issued a civil danger warning for Fayette, Kentucky, beginning at 4:59 p.m. and ending at 10:59 p.m. This is an important message interrupting the normal broadcast. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Lexington Police Department. A dangerous situation is underway in downtown Lexington at this time. Large quantities of radioactive materials on the ground, as well as several explosions in the area, are currently being reported. Several fatalities have been reported as well. These materials are rapidly disintegrating anything in its path. In addition, authorities have spotted the strange individual believed to be responsible for causing these sporadic events to occur across several major cities. Police have also identified this specific individual. It is now confirmed that this dangerous individual is indeed Miss Radioactive. Miss Radioactive is a dangerous supernatural human being, feared by many across the country. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing pink tips along with pink eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long pink fingernails, along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing pink diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. If you see this girl, immediately run away as fast as possible before she chases you, as it is certain that she has the intention to destroy and kill anything she sees. This girl is highly toxic in nature and extremely dangerous. Evacuate the area in a safe manner. You need to prepare a survival kit including clothing, food, water, medications and band-aids, and a battery or hand crank radio to keep yourself and others updated in your shelter. Tune to stations providing news and information for your area, and stay tuned for further information as the situation develops. Because of the reputation Miss Radioactive is known to obtain by millions of Americans, an emergency action notification may eventually be required nationwide.
Hello everyone, remember me? I'm sure you all do after hearing that certain alert. Have fun!
Please stand by. The President of the United States or his designated representative will be speaking shortly. Good evening, everyone. I am a representative of the President. My name is John Kelly. We interrupt normal programming to bring you this urgent message. As of midnight Eastern Daylight Time on April 5th, 2020, a national emergency has officially been declared across the United States. For the past few days or so, several major cities across the United States have been destroyed tremendously due to large quantities of glowing pink radioactive materials, along with explosions in the area, producing extreme fallout across every single one of these areas. Several sirens were sounded too as a result. The hardest hit areas are as follows: Lexington, Kentucky, Asheville, North Carolina, Shelby, North Carolina, and Bismarck, North Dakota. In addition, reports have come in regarding an individual seen roaming in the areas mentioned. Authorities have confirmed this individual spotted is Miss Radioactive.
Miss Radioactive is the person who devastated the country with glowing pink radioactive materials back in May of last year, and is capable of mass destruction and anarchy, as demonstrated before. What I have in my hands is an accurate and new description of what Miss Radioactive currently looks like since the last time we have seen her. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing pink tips along with pink eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long pink fingernails along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing pink diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. All residents are encouraged to memorize this description of Miss Radioactive or write it down on a piece of paper, as this information will be very vital to your safety. All residents in the United States are strongly encouraged to shelter in place immediately. Prepare a survival kit including a flashlight, food, water, medications, and a battery or hand-cranked radio to use during your stay in the shelter. We shall try everything in our power to try and defeat Miss Radioactive. We ask all of you living in the country to cooperate with our orders. We do not know where Miss Radioactive will strike next at this time. All residents living in the United States are encouraged to stay on high alert and report any sightings to the proper authorities. The President is currently being moved to a classified location. That is all the information we have right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
The civil authorities have issued a civil emergency message for all of South Carolina beginning at 4:50 p.m. Tuesday, April 7th and ending at 12:20 a.m. Wednesday, April 8th. The South Carolina Emergency Management Division has issued a civil emergency message. All residents in the state of South Carolina must go home and stay home to limit the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Governor Henry McMaster has issued a mandatory home or work executive order which directs all South Carolina residents to stay home. Exceptions to staying home include going to work, visiting family who may need assistance, going outdoors for exercise, and only while taking the proper safety precautions to prevent infection. Health safety precautions include staying at least 6 feet away from people you do not live with, not touching or using shared equipment, frequently cleaning surfaces, and avoiding large groups. The Officials with the Department of Health and Environmental Control have confirmed novel coronavirus infections in all counties in South Carolina. Continue to monitor local media and official, verified online sources such as chen.org and scdhec.gov for information about how to protect yourself from COVID-19.
Radiological hazard warning. Repeat, radiological hazard warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the emergency management agencies of Cherokee and Spartanburg counties. A radiological hazard warning has been issued for these two specific counties due to radioactive being spotted in the area, causing severe to extreme damage, along with mass casualties. Cars and trucks in the area have exploded entirely due to intense heat from radioactive materials, along with massive buildings melting to the ground. Radioactive fallout is already spreading rapidly in these areas, causing more damage in the vicinity. In addition, many disturbing reports have been received that the radioactive materials mentioned in previous warnings are becoming more intense, rapidly disintegrating any victims that come in contact with them. The entire counties of Cherokee and Spartanburg are being illuminated in an eerie pink glow, incinerating everything. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing pink tips along with pink eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long pink fingernails, along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing pink diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. This girl is extremely toxic and dangerous and has the capability to kill. If you see her, do not approach her. You must evacuate the area in a safe but expedient manner. Gather enough food, water, clothing, medications, and a radio operated by batteries. Stay tuned to the station or other media outlets for updates on this dangerous situation. For those in possession of HD radios, those residing in Spartanburg County should tune to WSPA-FM HD2 for updates.
Spartanburg County will be as dead as a Spartan when I'm finished here.
Nuclear power plant warning for the entirety of Dauphin County, mandatory evacuations underway. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency Harrisburg. A massive explosion has occurred at the decommissioned 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant, in Dauphin County. Despite the fact that the reactors have been shut down, radioactive materials were still present in the reactor core, and as a result, a massive release of radioactive particles have been released into the atmosphere, worse than that of the historic nuclear accident which occurred at the facility back in March of 1979. It is believed that the dangerous individual known as Miss Radioactive is responsible for causing this cataclysmic event to occur. In addition, it was reported that this girl has the capability to teleport anywhere she wants to. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. A general emergency has been issued for the 3 Mile Island nuclear station as a result. A general emergency is declared when a nuclear incident occurs which poses potentially serious radiological consequences to the general public. Due to the severe risk of radiological hazards, all residents who have not evacuated from the 10-mile emergency planning zone should do so immediately. If you hear an air raid siren in your area, you are in the risk area and need to evacuate for your safety. Remember to turn off electricity and gas. Do not attempt to pick up children or relatives in schools, hospitals, or nursing homes. These facilities have their own emergency procedures. When you evacuate, tie a white towel to a visible location of your house such as a door or mailbox. This will tell emergency management that you are aware of the situation. Do not use the towel if you need assistance. Acquire a gas mask that is rated NBC or CBRN to avoid being exposed to radioactive fallout. Do not panic, as panicking will only make the situation worse than it already is, as demonstrated many times before. Be sure to get together the necessary supplies like food and water, as well as a battery-powered radio and medical supplies. Keep yourself and others informed during this situation, and monitor local news sources as well as national news sources for more information on possible further attacks that Miss Radioactive may carry out in the future. To repeat, a nuclear power plant warning has been issued for the entirety of Dauphin County. Those who have not evacuated already should do so now. The civil authorities have issued a civil danger warning for Harris TX, beginning at 1:25 a.m. and ending at 7:25 a.m. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Harris County Emergency Management. Glowing pink acidic materials which are known to be radioactive in nature are currently submerging the city of Houston at this time, along with large amounts of toxic pink and black smoke emanating from the city, which is currently being seen from hundreds of miles away. In addition, authorities have reported several skyscrapers slowly disintegrating due to the intensity of the materials in the area, along with disturbing reports of victims rapidly disintegrating due to the toxicity of these materials. Miss Radioactive was also seen roaming around the area, surrounded in a pink aura which is believed to be a shield of some sort. Authorities last reported seeing Miss Radioactive in the downtown area, with her hair glowing pink, believed to be filled with rage as she continues to cause mass devastation in the area. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing pink tips along with pink eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long pink fingernails, along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing pink diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. This girl is extremely toxic and dangerous, and has the capability to kill. If you see her, do not approach her. You must evacuate the area in a safe but expedient manner, along with gathering enough food and water, as well as supplies in the process. Keep yourself and others informed during this dangerous situation by monitoring local news stations along with other media outlets for further possible information involving Miss Radioactive, as she appears to be going on a complete rampage across the country wherever she travels next. Do not hesitate, evacuate now.
Civil danger warning for the city of Denver, effective until further notice. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Colorado Emergency Management Agency and the Denver Police Department. A dangerous situation is currently unfolding in the downtown area of Denver. Reports of glowing pink acidic and radioactive slime-like entities emerging from sewage systems, drainage systems, and other areas have come to authorities. There is no place to run. These entities have been reported to have consumed and melted all living beings, human, plants, and animals combined. Attempts to kill these creatures have failed as reported by authorities in the area. There is no place to hide. Authorities are asking all residents to turn off all drainage systems in their homes and to seal all cracks and crevices. City officials are trying their fastest to shut off all sewer systems in Denver County. You all will perish. If you come across these creatures, run away as fast as possible. Failure to flee the scene will result in certain death. Stay tuned to local media outlets for the latest on this dangerous situation.
The more radioactivity, the better. Everyone will not only be surrounded by my materials, but even consumed by them. There will be no mercy to any of you peasants. You all will bow to me, even if I have to force you to.
The civil authorities have issued a civil danger warning for all of North Carolina beginning of 2:30 p.m. and ending at 8:30 p.m. statewide activation. The following message is transmitted at the request of the North Carolina Emergency Management Agency. Glowing pink acidic radioactive slime-like entities have been seen roaming the streets of North Carolina, consuming any living thing in its path. In addition, a dangerous and deadly individual has been spotted also roaming and, at times, hovering over the city skyline. This person is shrouded in a pink radioactive aura, which has contaminated the entire state with 10 glowing radioactive materials, killing thousands of people instantly within seconds of contact. In addition, Miss Radioactive is believed to be responsible for this attack, as she was seen hovering over the entire city of Asheville, with pink radioactive clouds surrounding her. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing tan tips along with tanned eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long tanned fingernails, along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing tan diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. This girl is extremely toxic and dangerous, and has the capability to kill. If you see her, do not approach her. You must evacuate the area in a safe but expedient manner, along with gathering enough food and water, as well as supplies in the process. Because of certain restrictions across the state due to COVID-19, as well as the national emergency in effect because of this individual's return for revenge, some residents may have trouble leaving the area. As sirens in the area continue to blare across the city, all residents are requested to leave and not hesitate, as it is your best option for survival at this time. More information will follow as it becomes available.
They're really trying to stop me. How pathetic. I know you can hear this, you foolish peasants.
Just what you mean to me. Here in my heart, I believe your love is all I'll ever need. Holding you close through the night, I need you. What happiness really means, the love that we share.
Event type is radiological. This message is being transmitted at the request of the Toronto Police Service. Reports of several large puddles of pink glowing materials, appearing to be radioactive in nature, are currently surrounding the city of Toronto at this time. Several buildings have been completely melted to the ground as well. Automobiles in the area have also disintegrated entirely. Casualties are reaching record amounts in and around the city as well. Numerous reports of explosions from the radioactive materials have also been reported to the police. The Toronto Police Service has confirmed that a dangerous individual, known as Miss Radioactive, is responsible for the appearance of these pink puddles. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing pink tips along with pink eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long pink fingernails, along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing pink diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. This girl is extremely toxic and dangerous, and has the capability to kill. The Toronto Police Service has advised the public to avoid the outdoors whenever possible, and to evacuate the area as quickly as possible, carrying the essential amount of supplies with you in the process, along with a battery-powered radio. Please monitor for further updates to this alert.
Stranger, electric eyes are everywhere. See that girl, she knows I'm watching. She likes the way I stare. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why, do they do it that way? If they say why.
Event type is radiological. This message is being transmitted at the request of the Edmonton Police Service. Reports of several large pink glowing puddles of radiation have been reported to the police. These pink puddles have reportedly caused structural damage to multiple buildings, along with damaging roads. Radioactive particles are spreading in the air and are causing illnesses as well as death. Several radioactive entities have also been seen spewing from the pink puddles of radiation in the streets of Edmonton, killing anyone in sight. A highly dangerous and deadly individual has also been seen roaming the streets, causing more and more damage. This individual is well known in the United States because of her history of destruction since May 11, 2019. This individual is known as Miss Radioactive. Miss Radioactive has a dangerous and deadly reputation, and is known to be extremely aggressive at times while causing havoc. Miss Radioactive is described as a white female, 19 years old, 6 feet tall, unknown weight, with long black hair with glowing pink tips along with pink eyes. She has a tattoo of a pink and black radiation symbol on her left arm. She also has long pink fingernails, along with razor-sharp teeth. She was last seen wearing a black sparkly jumpsuit with black lacy sleeves along with a pink belt with silk fabric draping down from the belt along with wearing spiky glowing high heels. She also has a necklace with a glowing pink diamond pendant with black diamonds surrounding it, a bracelet similar to that of her necklace, and pink and black rose stud earrings. Memorizing her description in this alert is vital to your safety. If you need a backup method for memorizing, the description of this dangerous individual is on www.alertready.ca. Please monitor for further updates to this alert.
This is NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards, WNG 538 broadcasting from a tower on Grandmother Mountain, near Linville, North Carolina, operating on a frequency of 162.450 MHz. This transmitter is serving the northern foothills and northern mountains of North Carolina. The current time is 2:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. These are the 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time observations for western North Carolina on Friday, April 10th. At the Hickory Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 72 degrees, the dew point 51, and the relative humidity 87%. The wind was east at 5 miles an hour, gusting to 11. The pressure was 29.78 inches and rising. At Asheville Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 70 degrees. At the Rutherford County Airport, it was mostly sunny. The temperature was 69 degrees. At Jefferson, it was fair. The temperature was 65 degrees. The following message is transmitted at the request of Myrtle County Emergency Management and the North Carolina Emergency Management Agency. Massive amounts of radioactive particles are engulfing the city of Spruce Pine and surrounding communities adjacent to Mitchell County. Large structures in these areas are quickly becoming contaminated with radioactive fallout, and as a result, several injuries and fatalities have already been reported within the past 10 minutes. It is confirmed that Miss Radioactive, a dangerous individual who has a deadly reputation, is responsible for this radioactive apocalypse. Several buildings in the area have suffered severe structural damage, as well as others suffering complete to total collapse. Cars and trucks in the area are also melting to the ground like liquid as a result. Reports have also stated that several slime-like creatures have been emerging from the radioactive materials, killing more people. Other unconfirmed reports indicate that people who have come into contact with these slimy creatures have turned into these creatures themselves, causing more havoc in the area. Fires have also emerged due to the rapidly intensifying heat from these materials, therefore, spreading more radioactive fallout into the air, spreading throughout the entirety of Mitchell County. Fallout can kill. Fallout can spread rapidly over a large area within seconds. If you are in Mitchell County, you need to evacuate immediately, as failure to do so will result in certain death. If you cannot evacuate, procure a gas mask rated NBC or higher to avoid being exposed. More information will follow.
Louisville is next.
God, no. She fucking said Louisville. Fuck that. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Pick up. Come on.
Hello?
Babe.
Yes, baby? You need to run. You need to run. Now!
Why?
Miss Radioactive, she's coming right for you!
She's what?
I legit heard her fucking voice through WNG 538! On my goddamn solar link, no less. I fucking heard her! She's coming to Louisville! She is coming to Louisville!
Oh my god. Baby, please stay safe from me. Oh my god, babe, she's here. She's here. The sky's pink now.
My house is not gonna last. I gotta go to my grandmother's house instead because their house is actually sealed up. My house will be completely contaminated because it's a log cabin and it has cracks and the outside air can come in no matter what I try to, conceal it. You gotta be kidding me. And she's... Oh, you know what's worse?
What is it?
I was looking at the TV screen for WNG 538's channel. Even the screen fucking turned pink! She means business, man. You need to go.
Baby, I love you. Please stay safe from me, okay? I gotta go.
Go! Fuck!
Running from my wrath again, I see. Just like last year. Once I arrived from your precious little girlfriend's place. Good old Louisville. She'll be extinct by the time I make it over there. You better warn her quickly. If you can.
Come on. I'm waiting for you, you radioactive bitch! No. Fuck that shit. Huh?
Hello?
No. It can't be!
Oh, yes it is.
No, stop! Don't hurt me, please!
Oh, I won't even try to do that. Yet.
Yet?
You heard me loud and clear, so don't play dumb with me. I'm here to tell you why I'm back with much more anger and power.
Oh, just to make me more terrified?
Perhaps. I wanted you to be the first to know.
What do you want to tell me?
You're probably wondering why I returned this quickly, unlike a certain someone. You see, I have a purpose on this pathetic planet, a destiny. I have faith in that destiny, and it tells me to gather unto me what is mine and mine only. My destiny, you ask? My kingdom.
What kingdom?
What kingdom? What kingdom? You'll find out soon enough, since I have already dominated this country enough. I think it's time for me to show the rest of the world what I am exactly capable of. They will fear me more than anything, especially after that certain alert in Memphis I caused. Mention a certain cesspool of a place somewhere in the Ukraine. In the warning text.
What place?
Did you really just ask me that?
I was just asking! Come on now!
No! You don't understand what I went through in that horrible place known as
Chernobyl? That's it, isn't it? Isn't it? Am I right?
that place.
What about it?
Chernobyl is where I inherited my abilities when I was still a normal human being. I was practically stuck there. I don't really know how exactly I survived. The reason why I was in the middle of Chernobyl was because...
Go on.
My so-called parents left me there to die. Because they didn't like me for who I was. Because I was different in their eyes. They didn't want a girl. They wanted a boy. And because I was just a female, they traveled to the Ukraine, Pripyat to be exact, went into the deserted city with biohazard suits, while I was just exposed to everything around me, including the immense radiation. They then walked up to the remains of the very source of the explosion, Reactor 4. They just left me there as I was constantly inhaling every ounce of radiation in the air. I then died about 15 minutes later from the constant exposure. But then somehow, I was revived by something. I don't know what, but something brought me back to life. Except this time, I noticed that I was now immune to the radiation. I couldn't feel it anymore. I then realized that my hair turned pink at the tips like it is right now. I had glowing pink eyes like right now. Basically, my looks as well as my abilities came from that certain day. April 13th, 2001. Almost a year after I was born. On that day, my life was changed forever. For the better of me. That is the reason why my anger has been through the roof since I returned here. And now that you know the extent of what I suffered growing up, all of the people in the world will feel the same suffering I went through since 2001. None of these people know the extent of what I'm about to do. Nobody knows. Except you. And once you find out what the extent of the damage is, all of you shall quite literally be begging and pleading for mercy. The truth of the matter is this: none of you deserve any mercy. I never had any, so why should I give it to them? I do have certain exceptions, of course. Like you, for instance. For certain reasons. But as for anyone else, they shall succumb to my wrath, my power, my glory, my immense levels of anger and radiation. Now, before I depart, you should take this back, shouldn't you?
Radiological hazard warning for downtown Louisville. The following message is transmitted at the request of Jefferson County Emergency Management. A radiological hazard exists for the city of Louisville. At 3:10 p.m., the sudden appearance of pink glowing radioactive materials have been reported, melting down structures in the downtown area. The Ohio River has also been contaminated with these materials, reportedly melting the boats and barges on the water. In addition, the McAlpine Locks and Dam is reportedly facing critical damage from the radioactive particles and is expected to collapse at any second. Residents in downtown Louisville, especially those living near the McAlpine Locks and Dam, are advised to leave the area at once to protect your life. Take all necessities such as non-perishable food, water, a gas mask rated NBC or higher, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, and a battery-powered or hand-cranked radio for updates on this dangerous situation. If you do not evacuate, you'll be putting your life in extreme danger. Stay tuned to local media outlets for the latest on this dangerous situation. This is a life-threatening situation. Leave now. Repeating, leave now.
look who decided to pay a visit. Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll be back.
This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXK-49 in Memphis, the voice of the National Weather Service. If you have questions or comments about our broadcast, write to us at National Weather Service, 7777 Walnut Grove Road, Suite 1, Memphis, Tennessee 38120, or call 901-544-0399, Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For additional weather information, visit our website at weather.gov/Memphis. Weather information for smartphones is available at mobile.weather.gov. At 3 p.m. at Memphis International Airport, it was sunny. The temperature was 74 degrees. The dew point was 74, making the relative humidity 58%. The wind was east at 5 miles per hour. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Shelby County Emergency Management Agency, Memphis, Tennessee. Multiple reports of melting buildings and cars in the heart of Memphis have been received within the past 20 minutes. The source of these melting buildings have been determined by authorities to be caused by glowing pink radioactive materials being generated by a dangerous individual known as Miss Radioactive. Miss Radioactive has been causing mass destruction in the United States as well as portions of Canada as well within the past few days, and she also carries a dangerously deadly and toxic reputation. Miss Radioactive has the capability to create widespread fallout enough to cover an entire county within seconds, creating extreme damage along with multiple fatalities. Explosions have also been reported all around Shelby County, with more reports of injuries and fatalities occurring by the minute, as well as eyewitness accounts reporting slimy pink creatures emanating from the radioactive materials on the ground, surrounding most of the city as well as the county. These creatures have reported to be roaming the city of Memphis, consuming everything and even everyone in their paths. Disturbing reports of massive blood stains in the streets of Memphis have also been observed by the public and police due to the massive amount of casualties in the area. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. If you want to preserve what little chances of survival you may have left, you need to evacuate the area now. This is a serious situation, as the entire city of Memphis, along with the entirety of western Tennessee as well as the Mouthfeel of Missouri, as well as eastern Arkansas, southwestern Kentucky, and northern Mississippi are in grave jeopardy due to the intense amount of radioactive fallout. Fallout is a product of nuclear materials, and exposure to fallout is fatal. It only takes minutes for fallout to reach nearby areas, contaminating practically anything in its way. Fallout causes birth defects, stillbirth, and other diseases in pregnant women. Fallout will cause radiation poisoning followed by death. The ionizing radiation levels currently being observed in Memphis is extremely devastating. The National Guard has declared the city of Memphis to be one of the deadliest places to live in at the current moment, nearly surpassing the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear accident in terms of radiation levels. As the city of Memphis deteriorates entirely, please do the safe and sensible thing and leave the area. The station will attempt to stay on the air as long as possible. More information will follow. Stay tuned for updates. radiological emergency for DeSoto County, Mississippi. Mandatory evacuations underway. Leave now. Leave now. Do not hesitate. The following top priority message is being transmitted at the request of the DeSoto County Emergency Management in conjunction with the National Guard. Massive irradiation from radioactive fallout is occurring across the city of Memphis, and as of 2 minutes ago, the radioactive fallout from that area is now beginning to spread into the county of DeSoto, Mississippi. Additionally, the same pink creatures that were spotted in Memphis have now been seen in DeSoto County, causing even more widespread havoc, particularly around Olive Branch, where the entire town has been wiped off the map. It is confirmed these creatures along with the radioactive materials are now spreading at a rapid pace towards surrounding areas. It has also been confirmed there will be little to no locations left for residents to resettle in. Any remaining survivors in Olive Branch as well as DeSoto County must leave now and save yourselves before it's too late. Taking left property will not be needed. Flee the area now to save your life and preserve your health. Miss Radioactive has also been revealed to have a new ability. This new ability enables her to instantly knock out all electronics and other essential items such as cars, computers, televisions, and radios within a small, limited radius using electromagnetic pulses or EMPs. EMPs have also been reported in the following locations in DeSoto County: Nesbitt, Lynchburg, Walls, Memphis, Mississippi, South Haven, Cockrum, Independence, Coldwater, Hernando, Penton, and Newport. This station will continue to be on air as long as possible. Information will continue to be broadcasted until all outlets go off the air. Please stay tuned.
You wanna go? Mess around with my city. Well, so let's play a game.
The civil authorities have issued a civil danger warning for ESC, beginning at 5:13 p.m. and ending at 11:13 p.m. Myrtle Beach currently in the process of being decimated by radioactive materials. This is not a test. Mandatory evacuations taking place. Leave the area immediately. The Hoooooly County Emergency Management Agency has issued the sergeant message for residents living in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach, as well as the entirety of Hoooooly County, South Carolina. A dangerous individual with a deadly reputation, known as Miss Radioactive, has been spotted off the coast of Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach, causing such extreme devastation to the area. The beaches off the coast of the county have become intoxicated with dangerous glowing pink radioactive materials, emitting massive amounts of fallout all over the county from the southeast to the northwest. In addition, because of the currently windy conditions shifting northwest, it is possible that the fallout will spread to surrounding counties in both North and South Carolina, as well as over the open waters. In addition, glowing pink creatures have been reported emerging from these materials, killing anyone in sight. These creatures have also been spotted in several other cities across the United States, including the following: Memphis, Tennessee, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Shelby, North Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, and Spartanburg, South Carolina. Massive building damage has occurred in the area as well. It was also reported that the ocean waves, which are now contaminated, are practically melting the beach down to the ground. Creepy-looking smoke has also been observed. Blood puddles from fatalities are surrounding the area due to the radioactive creatures doing their harm. This is a life-threatening situation. You must leave now to preserve your chances of survival. If you do not evacuate, you will face certain death. Let's face it, there is nothing you can do. You will not escape. Leave the area immediately. Evacuating will only bring you to your doom on the other side.
Hacking is fun. Why didn't I do this before? This is making me feel so alive.
The 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time observations. At the Columbia Metro Airport, it was cloudy. The temperature was 77 degrees, the dew point 62, and the relative humidity 75%. The wind was calm. The pressure was 30.02 inches and falling. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 77 at Orangeburg and 68 at Augusta. It was sunny, with a temperature of 68 at Greer and 60 at Asheville. At Sumter, it was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 74. At Charleston, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 78. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 68 at Florence, 76 at Myrtle Beach, 69 at Atlanta, and 65 at Charlotte. The forecast for Columbia and surrounding areas. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the mid-70s. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour, increasing to 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour this afternoon. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers and thunderstorms until midnight, then rain after midnight. Humid with lows in the upper 60s. Southwest winds around 5 miles. Immediate evacuation is required. The following message is transmitted at the request of the South Carolina Emergency Management Division, Columbia, South Carolina. A mandatory evacuation has now been issued for the entire state of South Carolina by Governor Henry McMaster due to the toxic presence of a dangerous individual known as Miss Radioactive. Miss Radioactive has caused nearly 1 million fatalities across the United States since last week, starting on April 2nd, with her first sightings being reported at the Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant in San Luis Obispo County, California. Since her first sighting, more appearances of radioactive materials as well as the appearance of these pink radioactive slime-like creatures, which have killed thousands of civilians in their paths, have been reported in areas such as Memphis, Tennessee, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, and many more locations around the country. There are also possible rumors that Miss Radioactive might attack somewhere else on the planet, particularly in the following countries: Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia. 2 core locations in separate provinces in Canada have already been affected by this dangerous individual, specifically Toronto, Ontario, and Edmonton, Alberta. All residents in South Carolina, as well as surrounding areas, are advised to leave the area now to save your life and health. If you refuse to follow evacuation instructions, you will face certain death. Do the sensible thing and evacuate the area now. Miss Radioactive has also been seen by hundreds of people in the downtown area of Columbia as of 5 minutes ago, along with the pink creatures described earlier in this message, as well as previous alerts. To repeat, all residents in the state of South Carolina are urged to evacuate immediately by order of Governor Henry McMaster, or else lethal consequences will happen to those who wish to disobey these orders at the hand of Miss Radioactive herself. Evacuate now. Evacuate now. The station will now switch over to emergency programming, furnishing new information and instructions pertaining to this current situation until further notice. Stay away from the state. Immediate evacuation is required. The following message is transmitted at the request of the South Carolina Emergency Management Division, Columbia, South Carolina. A mandatory evacuation has now been issued for the You're listening to NOAA All Hazards radio station KIH 62, operating on a frequency of 162.40 MHz. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Hanford, California, with transmission facilities located east of Fresno. The National Weather Service is your official source for weather information and warnings for the central San Joaquin Valley and adjacent portions of the southern Sierra Nevada. Message is transmitted at the request of the Fresno County Emergency Management. A shelter-in-place order has now been declared for Fresno County and surrounding areas. At 2:13 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the sudden appearance of pink, glowing radioactive materials have been reported in the downtown area of Fresno, with large amounts of fallout present in the air. Associated sightings of Miss Radioactive have also been observed with these materials, along with a report of pink toxic slime-like creatures have been spotted roaming the streets of downtown Fresno and Clovis, consuming and killing anything and anyone in their paths. Disturbing reports of blood spatter seen on the sidewalks and roads have been seen due to these toxic entities, with more sightings expected to come across to officials. Due to the appearance of these materials, all residents in Fresno County are required to shelter in place until further notice. Voluntary evacuations have also been put in place for those who wish to leave the area. If you wish to evacuate, do so in a safe but fast manner, and try your best to avoid populated areas of the county as efficiently as possible. To shelter in place, turn off all lights. Close and lock all windows and doors. Seal all cracks in windows, doors, and walls. Turn off all heating and ventilation systems and wear a mask rated NBC or higher to prevent exposing yourself to radioactive fallout. Fallout is a product of nuclear materials, and exposure to fallout is fatal. If you have not done so already, immediately shelter in place and or evacuate immediately from Fresno County to preserve your chances of survival. Continue to monitor local media outlets for the latest on this dangerous and life-threatening situation.
The civil authorities have issued an immediate evacuation for Fresno, CA, Kern, CA, Kings, CA, Madera, CA, Mariposa, CA, Merced, CA, and Tulare, CA, beginning at 4:15 p.m. and ending at 10:15 p.m. The following message is transmitted at the request of multiple emergency management agencies of Fresno, Kern, Kings, Madera, Mariposa, Merced, and Tulare counties. A mandatory evacuation order has now been declared for all of these counties and surrounding areas due to a higher presence of radioactive materials originating from a highly toxic and deadly individual known as Miss Radioactive. Miss Radioactive is responsible for numerous casualties along with the destruction and devastation in multiple areas in the country. This dangerous individual is currently embarking on her path of destruction throughout several counties in Central and Southern California. The following locations are currently suffering extreme to significant damage: Fresno, Mariposa, Merced, Madera, Hanford, Desilia, San Joaquin, Clovis, Los Banos, Newman, Lindsay, Woodlick, Tulare, Avenal, Corcoran, Petreville, McFarland, Delano, Wasco, Shafter, California City, Tehachapi, Maricopa, Irving, Bakersfield, and Taft. Anyone who lives in these areas, as well as these counties, are advised to evacuate immediately out of the country as a last resort, as it is your best chance of surviving at this point. You need to evacuate immediately with the essential supplies such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medication, a first aid kit, a battery-operated or hand-cranked radio, and a mask-rated NBC or higher to try and prevent exposure. The next update about the current situation will be issued as more information becomes available, or sooner if conditions warrant. Additionally, rumors have spread that Miss Radioactive's next location will be the city of Los Angeles, California. The city is now being placed on high alert for Miss Radioactive, as her targets in the United States are completely unpredictable at this moment. Stay tuned to this station for further details as this situation unfolds.
To Los Angeles, eh? Thanks for the ideas.
Attention all units, we have an emergency situation in effect. Repeat, we have an emergency situation in effect. Due to a dangerous individual known as Miss Radioactive causing mass destruction in the state of California, all emergency personnel are on high alert and ready to defend the city. Also, priority activation will be commencing in approximately 5 minutes. This priority activation will involve the historic Los Angeles Civil Defense siren system, which has not been used since the mid to late 1980s. The remaining sirens that are still determined to be operational will be activated to ensure that people are aware of this ongoing situation. This is a historic day for our city as well as our country. Please stand by as we will activate the Los Angeles Civil Defense siren system manually and automatically. BRC MRH 99.
Management, in conjunction with the California Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. The entire city of Los Angeles, along with the entire state of California, is in extreme danger. Miss Radioactive, the deadly female known for causing mass destruction in multiple areas of the country, as well as some areas in Canada, is causing more destruction here in the state, with Fresno County being the first county to fall under her radioactive materials. Several structures have been melted down to the core, including the foundations. In addition, pink toxic entities of a slime-like consistency have been spotted in the streets of Los Angeles as well as other areas. The ancient Los Angeles Civil Defense siren system is also blaring at full power to alert the public of this danger. The threat is so significant that the city of Los Angeles has decided to activate the sirens for the first time in over 35 years. This is a historic moment, as these sirens haven't been used since 1985. The California Emergency Management Agency is ordering all residents in the state of California to evacuate the state right now to protect your life and health. If you refuse to evacuate, your life will be taken at the hands of Miss Radioactive herself.
I'll see you all in hell, you peasants. Bye-bye.
Shelter in place. Miss Radioactive spotted near downtown Richmond, California. Extreme damage being reported at the Chevron refinery. Seek shelter now or leave the area immediately. The following message is transmitted at the request of Contra Costa Health Services and the Catcom Public GW. This is an urgent message from Contra Costa Health Services. There is a major emergency at the Chevron refinery. Miss Radioactive has been spotted in downtown Richmond causing massive damage, as she has already done to several other locations across the country since April 2nd. Buildings and transportation are being completely obliterated as this alert is being originated. Casualties have also been reported as well, with massive blood puddles reported to be leaking into the radioactive materials, appearing to be making them stronger and more intense with every drop. It has now been confirmed by this additional evidence that the more people she kills, the stronger her powers become. Residents living near the Chevron refinery and in the city of Richmond are asked to shelter in place until further notice. Repeating, all residents must seek shelter. Save yourselves now. Close all windows and doors. Turn off all ventilation and heating units. Close all fireplace, dampers, and vents, and make sure to cover all cracks with tape or dampened towels. Media news networks will continue to carry updated emergency information. Stay off the telephone unless you have a life-threatening emergency. The United States government will be providing continuously updated safety information as well as updates about Miss Radioactive's whereabouts. Please tune to your local primary stations in your area to hear this information. Contra Costa Health Services works closely with KCBS 740 AM to get information to the public.
What do you not understand? These alerts won't help at all. They are only fueling my power even more.
You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service on radio station WXL 88 on 162.55 megahertz from South Fork Mountain in western Shasta County. Immediate evacuation for the city of Redding, California. Mandatory evacuations currently taking place across all of Shasta County. This is not a test. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Shasta County Emergency Management. The entire city of Redding, as well as Shasta County itself, is in extreme danger. Miss Radioactive has been reported in the area by the public of Shasta County and has been noted to be causing extreme damage at this time. She has also been producing numerous amounts of radioactive materials in the area, producing large quantities of fallout. Fallout is a product of nuclear materials, and exposure to fallout is fatal. Fallout causes birth defects, stillbirth, and other diseases in pregnant women. Toxic pink and black smoke is also being reported in the area, making people in the streets suffocate to death within seconds. Slime-like creatures reported in other areas across the country, mentioned in previous alerts, have also been reported. If you are currently out on the road and are getting this transmission, avoid the city of Redding at all costs. If you travel to the city of Redding, you may be risking your life. Stay away from the city. If you live in the city of Redding, you are advised to evacuate the area now. Miss Radioactive is showing no mercy to anyone that stands in her way. You must protect yourself from her presence, otherwise, you will undoubtedly face certain death. Leave the currently melting city of Redding as quickly as possible. Stay away. Repeat, stay away.
They call it the city of Redding for a reason. Why? Simple. It's named after the red pools of blood from the casualties from my wrath that I am forcing upon you all. All of you can drown in your own blood and defeat, for I am the Queen of Terror!
Immediate evacuation for Clayton County, Georgia and surrounding areas. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Georgia Emergency Management Agency. Miss Radioactive has been spotted in Clayton County causing severe to catastrophic damage. At 11:05 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, multiple eyewitnesses have reported many structures in Clayton County melting down to the ground, with nothing being left behind, not even their foundations. In addition to Miss Radioactive's appearance, reports of pink radioactive slime-like entities have been seen roaming the streets of Clayton County, killing any individuals in their paths with disturbing accounts of blood puddles being left behind. Authorities have also reported individuals outdoors to be roaming neighborhood streets as well as multiple highways. The individuals appear to have pink glowing eyes as well as being in a hypnotized state of mind. The public have also reported these individuals chanting "All Hail Miss Radioactive" and "Long Live the Queen." At this time, emergency management is asking any and all residents not affected by this hypnosis to leave the area at once. Authorities in Fulton, Spalding, DeKalb, Fayette, and Henry counties are also advised to evacuate their homes and find a safer shelter such as a fallout shelter. Any residents not affected by this radiological event are advised to stay tuned for updates and to prepare for mandatory evacuation orders. Grab all essential supplies such as food, water, clothing, medication, first aid kits, a battery-operated or hand-crank radio, and a mask rated NBC or higher. Most importantly, remain calm. It has been demonstrated multiple times panicking will only make the situation worse. Continue to monitor local media outlets for the latest on this deadly situation.
Why not panic? It just fuels me up even more. And when my motivation boosts up, my power gets stronger. All of you will feel the biggest radiological wrath ever.
Good afternoon, and it is not a good afternoon for everybody in the United States at this time. Current time is 2:06 p.m. here on News Radio 1020 KDKA. We continue our coverage of the numerous radioactive attacks on the country by a certain individual known as Miss Radioactive. Unfortunately, we have heard that name before last year when she attacked numerous cities in the country on May 11th. Numerous states and cities are reporting radioactive fallout everywhere, and it looks like... hang on one second, folks. I can just see what the problem is. I was just handed a bulletin from my producer. And it looks like there's rumors that are going around that she is in downtown Pittsburgh. What? Okay, she is in Pittsburgh. She is in Pittsburgh. It has now been confirmed by authorities as well as the public that Miss Radioactive herself has been spotted in downtown Pittsburgh causing mass destruction and devastation. Please, leave the area immediately. We have an incoming immediate evacuation over our EASN.
The civil authorities have issued an immediate evacuation for Allegheny, PA, beginning at 2:06 p.m. and ending at 8:06 p.m. Immediate evacuation order for the city of Pittsburgh. Leave the area immediately, as soon as possible. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Allegheny County Emergency Management Agency and the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, Harrisburg. Miss Radioactive has been spotted in the city of Pittsburgh and has caused significant cataclysmic damage. Pink radioactive slime-like entities have also been spotted roaming the streets of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County, killing all beings in their paths. Additionally, disturbing reports of blood puddles caused by the radioactive materials have been received to authorities. It has also been confirmed by authorities that blood makes Miss Radioactive, along with these creatures and our materials, stronger. Miss Radioactive is on a massive and violent rampage across the entire city of Pittsburgh, incinerating anything that stands in her way. There is no use to shelter in place. Leave the area now. If you stay in Pittsburgh, you are at great risk of death, as Miss Radioactive is, quite literally at this point, inescapable. Stay tuned to the proper stations for further information as this situation develops.
You like that, Pittsburgh? You peasants. I will squash you all like the little ants you are. Pittsburgh won't be no more.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David Mason with your top stories, weather, and sports here on News Talk 1310 KZRG. Our biggest story of the evening has been for a while now, Miss Radioactive herself. As many of you know, Miss Radioactive, the deadly female known for causing mass devastation to the country on May 11th of last year, has indeed returned. Because of her, many cities in the United States such as Louisville, Kentucky, Spruce Pine, North Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee, and Olive Branch, Mississippi have been heavily damaged or destroyed because of the radioactive materials emerging. The state of California has also reported heavy amounts of radioactive materials there, with the first area to report the presence being Fresno. As of right now, California is seeing multiple hard-hit areas such as Fresno, Clovis, Redding, Richmond, and Los Angeles, where they have made the decision to fire up the civil defense sirens which have not been used since 1985. And it looks like we have an emergency message coming through the wire here from KZRG in Joplin, Missouri. This is an activation of the emergency alert system. Please stand by for a National Information Center statement.
This is a National Information Center statement. Miss Radioactive, the female who caused mass devastation to the country on May 11th of last year, has returned to cause more chaos in the country. Instances of pink glowing radioactive materials have been received from multiple emergency management agencies in multiple states. These states include California, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Colorado, Mississippi, Hawaii, and Texas, the hardest hit state being California. In addition, Toronto, Ontario, and Edmonton, Alberta in Canada have reported a radiological attack from Miss Radioactive. The fallout from these materials are expected to spread into states bordering Canada. At this time, Miss Radioactive's next location cannot be determined. Therefore, all residents in the United States are advised to prepare for any evacuation orders that may be addressed for their state. If the situation worsens, a national emergency action notification may be required once again. Continue to monitor local media outlets for the latest on this deadly situation.
Perfect. Everything is coming to plan. Soon, everyone will be bowing down to the Radioactive Queen herself as my minions. Radioactive Kingdom shall rise soon.
Nuclear power plant warning. Nuclear power plant warning. This is not a test. General emergencies declared at the Monticello Nuclear Generating Station and the Prairie Island Nuclear Power Plant. Miss Radioactive has been spotted in Wright and Washington counties, and has caused major damage to all reactors in the Monticello Nuclear Generating Station and the Prairie Island Nuclear Power Plant. Numerous amounts of radioactive materials have been spotted in the air, melting all structures including their foundations. Additionally, people caught in the materials have shown a hypnotic appearance with their eyes glowing pink, as well as chanting "All hail the Radioactive Queen." These hypnotized individuals have also been seen attacking non-hypnotized individuals, turning the victim into one of them or even killing them. Any remaining residents not affected by the materials must do their best to evacuate without being affected. Make sure to wear a mask rated NBC or higher to avoid breathing in these materials. Bring any defense weapon with you as well, such as a knife or a gun, to defend yourself from these hypnotized humans. If you refuse to evacuate, you will face death or hypnosis.
I'm already starting to feel at home, but there's still one thing that must be done. I know exactly where to go. Now, let's heat things up, shall we?
Freeze! Put your hands above your head!
Oh my, what's this? The security guards that I casually slipped past? Did you finally get off your asses and did something about the current situation? I am so surprised.
Put your hands above your head now! Or we will fire on you!
No thanks. I prefer a real fight. Come on, show me what's what. How pathetic. This is more like it. Now, back to business.
Nuclear missile launch initiated. Nuclear missile launch initiated. Code black is in effect. Code black is in effect.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Good afternoon, my fellow Americans, even though it is not good at all. The following message has been given authorization to transmit on all stations in the United States of America at the request of myself, the Vice President, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. I say once more to all of you listening, this is not a test. Our beautiful nation is now being melted into nothing but a radioactive cataclysmic disaster. This radioactive has reformed this planet into our kingdom. She is now our ruler. She is our queen. Long live Miss Radioactive. Long live the Queen. All hail Miss Radioactive. All hail Miss Radioactive.
You've heard it here, Americans. Even your weak president accepts me as a high ruler. And now, the rest of you will too. Hello, my subjects. This message I'm about to give you all is being transmitted at the request of yours truly. As you all know, I'm your ruler now. I think it's about time I take the crown. Better late than never. As ruler of the nation, I decided to expand my home even further. The more the better is what they say after all. Nuclear strikes are indeed on their way to other countries, like Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. And that's not all. I may have traveled around the world a bit, and let's just say that multiple other countries have launched nuclear missiles from facilities of theirs as well, too. Soon these countries will be just like this one, glowing in beautiful radioactive materials. We will be all one big kingdom. Finally, a dream of mine has come true. This may be a disaster to you all, but this is victory for me. These are the final moments for humanity, but the beginning for my empire. If you wish to have your lives spared, then you will surrender. For those who refuse, gather your friends and family members and have them watch you die. There's no need for prayer. Your gods have abandoned you anyways. Farewell, my subjects.
This is BBC One. We're interrupting our programme for a BBC News report.
Attention. Attention. The UK is currently under attack from nuclear weapons. You have approximately 4 minutes to find shelter. Communications have been severely disrupted. The number of casualties and the extent of the damage are not yet known. Stay tuned to this channel, stay calm, and stay indoors. This is not a test. This is not a test. This is not a test. Three-minute warning. Two-minute warning. One-minute warning. Thirty seconds. Fifteen seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System.
This is an emergency advice. Information of a possible nuclear strike against this country has been received. The current threat level is emergency advice, meaning an emergency is likely. There is significant risk of damage to life and property. Civilians should stay in their homes. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. Ensure you have access to a battery-powered radio. For updates and instructions on 531 kHz on the AM band. Updates are also available via www.em.gov.au. If you have a mobile device, turn it on now, then activate Wi-Fi and cellular access. Emergency information will be transmitted to your device where possible. Please do not make phone, mobile or SMS calls as of now. Your network will be needed to broadcast emergency information. Updates will continue to be broadcast via television as they become available. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now.
Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for a broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System.
This is an emergency watch and act advice. Information about an incoming nuclear strike on this country has been received. The current threat level is watch and act, meaning that you should be aware that an incident is taking place, and you should seek a place of safety immediately. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. The Department of Defense advises that approximately more than 65 missiles have been launched in a possible nuclear attack from multiple countries, and their trajectories confirm impact across all Australian capital cities and some major regional centres. Impact is estimated within the next 10 minutes. There is significant risk of extreme levels of damage as a result of the nuclear explosion's light, heat, and blast. Civilians should stay in their homes and not go outside. Emergency centres are now open and are clearly signposted. Emergency centre locations and survival information have now been broadcast to mobile devices. Please consult your device for information where possible. Pedestrians should walk briskly. Do not run. If you are driving and are within 5 minutes of your destination, complete your journey. Otherwise, pull your vehicle over to the side of the road and seek shelter in the nearest building. Do not park your vehicle in a manner which obstructs traffic. If you are outdoors, seek shelter below ground level, or from any structure or object that may act as a shield. Some shelter is better than no shelter at all. If unable to proceed to an emergency center, civilians are advised to seek shelter in the lowest, most central areas of a building, away from external rooms, windows, and doors. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. Seek shelter, now. Seek a place of safety, now. Where possible, create an inner refuge inside your shelter space. This refuge will help shelter you from fallout and radiation. Make the walls of your shelter as thick as possible by using items such as doors, furniture, suitcases. Do not use items such as fuel tanks or metal cans, which may contain a flammable material. Ensure that the openings of your shelter are as small as possible and preferably covered. Take 14 days worth of supplies with you into your refuge. These supplies should consist of food, fresh water in containers, personal and general cleaning, and health items, bedding and so on. You will be unable to leave your refuge for 14 days, so make sure that you can live as comfortably as possible. Do not leave shelter for 14 days after the emergency. Fallout is deadly. Fallout is dust and debris generated by the nuclear explosion. Fallout is invisible and may be present in everything external to your shelter. Fallout will cause radiation sickness and blindness, followed by death. Fallout will cause birth defects, stillbirth and other diseases in pregnant women. Be prepared for the 3 effects of a nuclear explosion: intense light, intense heat, and the blast shockwave. These will blind, burn, and destroy everything within a 10-kilometer radius of the explosion. Evacuations are currently taking place in Canberra and all capital cities. The Prime Minister has been moved to a place of safety. All highways and freeways are now closed and being cleared for military use. It is now too late to travel via these routes. Martial law and emergency legislation are now in effect. Strict and severe penalties apply for breaking the law. Follow instructions given to you by law enforcement and government authorities. All telephone, mobile and internet services have now been temporarily disconnected. Do not attempt to use these services. Ensure you have access to a battery-powered radio for updates and survival instructions on 531 kHz on the AM band. Updates will continue to be broadcast via television. Seek shelter now. Seek a place of safety now. Seek shelter now. Seek a place of safety now.
Please stand by for our broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for our broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for our broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System. Please stand by for our broadcast from the National Emergency Warning System.
This is an emergency warning. A nuclear attack is in progress against this country. Targets include all capital cities and major regional centers. The current threat level is emergency. This means an emergency is in progress. It is too late to leave your location. Seek shelter where you are now. Impact is expected in the next 3 minutes. For cities in southern states, impacts have been confirmed at the following locations: Darwin, Cairns, Townsville, Alice Springs, Broome, Brisbane. Countermeasures have now been confirmed and launched. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Ensure you are inside your inner refuge and it is secured. Be prepared for the 3 effects of a nuclear explosion: intense light, intense heat, and the blast shockwave. These will blind, burn, and destroy everything within a 10-kilometer radius of the explosion. Fallout is dust and debris generated by the nuclear explosion. Fallout is invisible and may be present in everything external to your shelter. Fallout will cause radiation sickness followed by death. Do not leave your home, shelter, or emergency center. Do not go outside. Do not leave shelter for at least 14 days after the attack. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Ensure you are inside your inner refuge and it is secured. Impacts have now been confirmed at the following locations: Darwin, Cairns, Townsville, Alice Springs, Broome, Brisbane, Pearce, Perth, Swanbourne, Fremantle, Esperance, Adelaide, Hobart, Launceston. Extreme damage to life and property is expected. Essential services such as water, power and sewerage will be disrupted. The road network may be damaged. Phone and internet services will remain disconnected. It is critical you have access to a battery-powered radio for updates and survival instructions on 531 kHz on the AM band. No updates will be available via television or internet. After the emergency, do not leave your home, shelter, or emergency center. Do not go outside. Do not leave shelter for at least 14 days after the attack. Final targets confirmed via incoming missile trajectories. Final targets confirmed as the cities of Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Newcastle. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Prepare now for nuclear explosions. Ensure you are inside your inner refuge and it is secured. This is an emergency warning. A nuclear attack is in progress against this country. Targets include all capital cities and major regional centers. The current threat level is emergency. This means an emergency is in progress. It is too late to leave your location. Seek shelter now. Seek a place.
Seek shelter now. Seek a place of safety now. Such useless information. All of you shall be running away in the outback more than you already are.
Attack in progress. Attack in progress. Attack in progress. Attack in progress.
My kingdom is complete.